Hi, I'm Lindsay Bell, Ally Invest Chief Investment Strategist. A lot of beginner investors ask me questions about how to get started and how to make those first few stock selections. So let me give you some tips to help. When exploring the first stocks to add to your portfolio, it's a good idea to start with what you know. What are the companies and brands and services you love or use frequently? Maybe you are lost without your iPhone and want to look at Apple. Maybe your closet is stuffed with clothing from The Gap or shoes from Nike. Once you've identified a few companies you like, search for their stock tickers on a site like Google Finance, Yahoo Finance, or CNBC.com. Pull up the stock chart and take a look at it over the past year as well as the past 5 years. That way you're going to get a short and a longer term perspective. You'll want to look for the overall direction of the stock in the long run chart. A stock moving steadily higher over time is usually a good sign. If it's moving sideways, sloping downward, or has moved sharply higher, you're going to want to understand why. In the 1 year chart, look for peaks and valleys that could represent volatility. If the stock moves erratically, you're going to want to make sure you can handle that. After you get a sense for the stock chart, go to the company's website. The investor relations section will have financial news and quarterly earnings report, as well as annual reports that you can read through. Now, these documents are going to help you better understand how the company makes money now and how they plan to grow their profits in the future. And that last part is really important for understanding the potential direction of the stock. The third step is to do some work around the valuation of the company. You'll need to determine if the stock is worth buying now. You'll use what you learned in the last 2 steps to make that decision. Comparing a stock price to its earnings growth potential via a PE ratio, which stands for price to earnings ratio, will help you determine if the stock is expensive, cheap, or just right. No one wants to be paying overpriced for something, right? You'll see here that Yahoo Finance has a place under the Statistics tab that shows the PE at various points in time. Often, if the current PE is a bit lower than it has been in the past, that could be a good sign, indicating that there is room for it to return to higher levels. As part of your stock valuation research, I would also recommend looking at changes in earnings per share estimates, as well as what Wall Street analysts are recommending to buy the stock and what their price targets are. These are all under the Analysis tab. To quickly recap, here are the things I look at to evaluate whether a company is a good investment. First, research the company's fundamentals by looking at the stock chart and earnings. Then determine what the company's growth potential is from company reports. And finally, decide if the stock is a good value by looking at its PE ratio and some other statistics. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope these steps helped you to understand how to get started with investing.